Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ohio Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are very excited to have you participating in this event with us. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Clarissa, and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, I do have a few housekeeping items to go over with you. Your camera and microphone are turned off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You also have a Q&A button that you can use to ask questions to our presenters at any time. And if you do have a question for a specific school, be sure to mention them within your question. This is also one of many sessions happening this evening, so feel free to go back out to the schedule to see what else might be available. And lastly, the session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Ohio. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is Miami University Regionals. Emily, we cannot hear you.
Is that better? Can you hear me now?
It is.
Okay, cool. Okay, so my name is Emily McCubbin. I'm the admission counselor at Miami University Regionals Hamilton campus. So I'm going to be talking about Miami University Regionals. I'm also joined here by my colleague, Natalie Carley. She will be answering questions in the chat. So feel free to drop a question down in the chat. We'll have them answered while I'm still presenting, and other students can ask questions as well. So being a branch of the main campus in Oxford, Miami Regionals has campuses in Hamilton, Middletown, and also a location in Westchester, Ohio. The Westchester location is not a full-blown campus, but it does house all of our business courses. So this chart over to the right of the screen really does show that we are one Miami, with regional campuses, our eCampus, Middletown, Hamilton, and then our Voice of America Learning Center and Oxford are all connected, and we are one Miami. So as a regional student, you graduate with the Miami University Oxford, Ohio degree, just like you would at main campus. You can also absorb all the resources and clubs and organizations, everything like that, as a regional student on our main campus. So we are one Miami. As for admission, how do you apply and get into Miami Regionals? We have an open admission policy. So that means if you're a first-time college student, even if you've taken CCP courses, you would still be a first-time college student. You can apply online, turn in your high school transcript, and you're automatically admitted into Miami University Regionals. There's no GPA requirement, no essay required. So we're very open admission, allowing that accessible higher education for a large amount of students. As for a transfer student, there is a GPA requirement for them, just a 2.0 GPA at your previous university, and then turn in your transcript, submit your application, and you're automatically reviewed and admitted. We do have two selective programs, our nursing and our primary education. They require additional admission information. As of affordability, the biggest topic of the night, how much is it going to cost you to be a regional student at Miami? So per credit hour, we are going to charge students about $282. That is for part-time students. So if you're below 12 credit hours, you are going to be considered a part-time student, paying that per credit hour rate in Ohio. As for non-residents, you will see that other side of the column. It will be about $736 per credit hour. Per semester is going to be a full-time student, so that's 12 credit hours or more, typically about 4 classes at a time. For Ohio residents, it's going to be about $3,400 a semester. Non-residents of Ohio is about $8,800 a semester. So compared to other public universities in Ohio, and even private universities, we are very affordable and accessible for students. So our main campus, it depends on what kind of experience you're looking for, but at a regional student, you could pay a lower tuition because of that different college experience and still be a Miami student. And then our Miami tuition promise up there in that little corner, that stamp that we have up there, that locks your tuition in place for 4 consecutive years. So that first bill that you see on your first semester is the same bill you're going to see for the next consecutive 4 years. So moving on to academics, these are our bachelor's degrees. So there's 4-year programs. Taking a look through all these, you guys can look them over pretty quickly. But we do have 3 most popular degrees. That is going to be our nursing program, our engineering technology degrees. There are 4 different concentrations there. And then also our commerce degrees. They have 4 different concentrations as well. That is our business department. So we call it our commerce department. And again, that nursing is selective admission as well as our primary education. So for nursing, there's a separate application that you have to fill out. You are evaluated on GPA. Test scores have been waived for this year. So it's just off of GPA for the academic year of fall of 2022. So you seniors out there applying to our nursing program, they're just going to be looking at your GPA. As for that primary education, you do have an additional essay that you have to write. You're also evaluated on your GPA as well. And then also those little red icons, those are going to be degrees that you can earn fully online. I know most pandemic students don't really like online courses, but just know that if you pursue that degree, all of those courses are going to be offered online as well as in person. And then we also have 2-year degrees. So if you're not looking for that 4-year commitment yet, we do have those associate degrees to choose from, and they blend very seamlessly into our 4-year degrees. So if you want to start an associate's degree, graduate, and come back later for your bachelor's, you definitely have that opportunity as a Miami student. Moving on to your path to Oxford. So as a regional student, if you take 16 graded credit hours at Miami with a 2.0 GPA, you can be eligible to take courses or fully relocate over to Oxford. So as a regional student, as long as 51% of your coursework stays at a regional campus, you continue to pay our tuition rate. So most typical semesters are 5 classes. If you take 3 with regionals and 2 over at Oxford, you're going to pay our tuition rate. Or maybe say you didn't get into Oxford the first time you applied, you can start at Miami Regionals and then fully relocate over to Oxford as long as you have that 2.0 GPA after 16 credit hours. And then you can fully relocate, skipping their admission process entirely. How to get involved on campus. As a student, you know, we are a commuter campus. We really like our students to get involved. So we have 40 plus clubs and organizations to get involved at regionals campuses, but you also have the opportunity to absorb all the clubs and organizations over in Oxford as well. The only thing off limits to regional students are dorms and varsity sports. So there's plenty of ways to get involved on campus and still have that huge college experience. Important deadlines, I will mention, we do have a pretty open admission policy. So if you're applying for fall of 2022, you have until August 1st of 2022. If you're applying to spring of 2022, you have until January 5th of 2022. So you have a lot of time to think about it and decide, but there is a scholarship deadline of February 1st. So that's important to keep in mind as well. Then that nursing application is due December 1st, and that is December 1st of 2021 to be eligible to join the program in fall of 2022. So you really have to know if nursing is what you want to do, or even if you're just guessing about nursing, you can still submit that application before the deadline and then change your mind later, or submit that application and then be eligible for the program. Also, that FAFSA application, that priority deadline is February 1st. We encourage all students to fill out that FAFSA application and then be eligible for federal student aid. And then from there, if you want to scan this QR code, let us know what questions you have and give us a follow on social media. But as a regional student, we offer flexible schedules to our students and really just allow a large amount of students to be able to be a Miami student. So thank you guys all so much for your time. Hopefully you picked up more information about Miami Regionals, and let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Up next, we have Kent State University at Geauga and Twinsburg Academic Center.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Bethany Bejo. I'm the admissions counselor at Kent State University, Geauga, and the Twinsburg Academic Center. We're one of Kent State's regional campus locations. In the bottom right hand of the screen, we have a QR link, or a link and a QR code available for a Google Drive resource folder that's going to include information covered today, as well as other helpful materials. I primarily spend most of my time at our Geauga campus in Burton, serving students of Geauga and Lake counties. And out of our Twinsburg Academic Center, we serve students from Summit, Cuyahoga, and Portage counties. This map shows several points of access to the Kent State University system across our 8-campus system. The Geauga campus and Twinsburg Academic Center are considered one campus with 2 locations. The Geauga campus is about 45 minutes from Kent and Cleveland in beautiful Burton, Ohio, aka Pancake Town, USA. And Twinsburg is about 25 minutes from the Kent campus, located off of I-480 between Kent and Cleveland. When students were asked what they liked about our campus, these are some words that came to their minds. Something else that students love about our campus is that they are a KSU student from the very beginning and do not have to be a transfer student to the Kent campus. Regional campuses do not have a minimum GPA requirement, nor do we require ACT or SAT scores for admission. We are open enrollment. We offer both associate and bachelor's degrees that can be completed in full on our campus, as well as the beginning coursework to all of KSU's nearly 300 undergraduate majors and degrees. We offer career-focused degrees, most popular at our campus being nursing, business management, information technology, and middle childhood education. We also have a respiratory therapy technology program, which is a hybrid program with our Kent State Ashtabula campus. Our campus also has partnerships with both the International Culinary Arts and Sciences Institute in Chesterland and Paul Mitchell the School in Cleveland and Columbus, where upon completion of those programs, students can complement their technical education with a college degree. As alluded to, Kent State Geauga and the Twinsburg Academic Center gives students access to a four-year university, but with a hometown feel. Our tuition is priced closer to that of a community college, starting at $6,800 per year. With an average class size of 20, faculty and students alike are able to forge personal connections and help prepare them for their future career and/or graduate studies. 80% of incoming freshmen receive a scholarship to our campus, whether that is a merit scholarship based on grades or a donor-funded scholarship that students apply for. College Credit Plus students who matriculate to Kent State Geauga and the Twinsburg Academic Center as freshmen will receive an additional $500 scholarship. Donor-funded scholarships at our campus require a separate application due in mid-May. You must have a FAFSA on file to be considered. Each Kent State campus has different requirements and applications though, so students need to be checking with the campus you're interested in to find out more. We offer many student support services on our campus that include academic success coaching and workshops, tutoring and career services, and also student accessibility services for those students who may have an IEP or 504 accommodations. We also serve many first-generation college students on our campus and have lots of support and resources in place to help them along their academic journeys. Kent State Geauga and the Twinsburg Academic Center also has a number of student organizations. These are great ways to meet new friends, learn more about your major, or pick up a new hobby. Students can also start clubs and participate in those available at the Kent campus as well. We would love to host you for a visit in Burton or Twinsburg. You can visit our website, www.kent.edu/Geauga, and click on schedule a visit. In-person and virtual options are available. We also recommend to follow us and any college you may be considering on social media to find out more about happenings on campus, student life, scholarships, and for Kent State, learn more about our famous black squirrels. So to apply to our campus as a new freshman, visit our website and click apply now. For priority scholarship application, we would like you to apply by February 1st. And then we would have you contact your school counselor, have them send an official copy of your transcript to our campus by mail or electronically. After you apply for admission, you can begin working on your FAFSA and other scholarship applications as well. So for more information, we would love for you to contact our admissions team, myself and my colleague, Mary Lynn Delfino, who is based out of Twinsburg. We could, again, host you for visits, answer questions you might have about our campus and the Kent State system. You can also scan that QR code for this presentation and other information about our campus. There's lots of good stuff in there, so be sure to check that out. Thanks so much for being with us today, and go Flashes.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Up next, we have Washington and Jefferson College.
Hi, everyone. My name is Thomas Karcher. I am one of the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Washington and Jefferson College. At the end of the presentation, if you do have any questions, I'm happy to answer this for you. I will drop my email at the end of the presentation. With that, I'll go ahead and share my screen and we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So just a quick little tidbit about Washington and Jefferson College and who we are and where we are. We're located about 30 minutes southwest or south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're located in southwestern PA. So you can see here, we're right in the central part of Washington County. And you can see we're not far from Pittsburgh. We're only about 30 minutes away. And we're also close to a lot of other capital cities all across the country as well in the eastern part of the US. So we're about 8 hours from Chicago, about 4.5 from New York and DC. We're also about 2.5 hours from Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and about 6.5 hours from Charlotte, North Carolina, and about 7 from Raleigh. So a lot of our students take day trips and take advantage of those opportunities. And then for those of you that are unfamiliar with Pittsburgh, I've never been here. This is Pittsburgh. This is known as the City of Bridges. We have lots of students that will take day trips into Pittsburgh, obviously being close by. And a lot of our students also get involved in internships and will work full-time at some of these companies after they graduate. So you can see here, a lot of our students that graduate, it's one of the top cities for younger people to live in. We have nearly over 15 festivals every year. I did not know that we were also top one of the food cities in the country as well. But we have students that work with the Heinz Museum, Dick's Sporting Goods, and other companies after they graduate or even as internships as well. Just a brief history of Washington and Jefferson College. We were founded in 1781. Originally, we were Washington College before 1865, where we officially became Washington and Jefferson College. And of course, we are nicknamed the presidents. And the top right photo is actually, you could see the two spires that represents the union of Washington and Jefferson College in 1865. This is just a little bit about our academics. We do have nearly 34 majors and 35 minors here at W&J. We have small classroom sizes. On average, it's about 16 students. And you can see that almost half of our students study abroad. It's right just at 40%. So a lot of our students, regardless if it's for a full semester or if it's for 2 weeks, our students do travel. And then this is our list of majors. W&J is well known for its health and law programs. We have over a 90% acceptance rate into each program, and a majority of our alumni are actually doctors and lawyers as well. So they actually do finish medical and law school as well. Other than those, our psychology program, our dual degree engineering, and any of our business programs are some of our more popular programs here at W&J. This is our list of pre-professional programs that we offer. I know I talked a little bit about the health and law program, but we do have partners with our dual degree engineering. This year, we just added the University of Pittsburgh as a local option for our students too. This is a little bit about our Magellan project. It's very unique to W&J. It allows the opportunity for students based off of what their interests are in and where they would like to travel to. They get to decide what they want to study and where they want to travel. If it gets approved by the W&J Academics Office, they will cover all of their costs, including their travel, as long as it's within 2 weeks. So our students have really done extraordinary things going through the Magellan Project, from rehabilitating racehorses during the Kentucky Derby. We have students that have traveled to Tanzania, Africa to study environmental science and weather patterns there. So there's so many opportunities based off of whatever you're interested in. There's a lot that's available to you. This is just a quick overview of our study abroad program. I know I touched a little bit on it, and with Magellan, we have nearly 40% of our students that do study abroad. We do also have J-term, which is abbreviated travel. Usually it's after the winter break, where students take a class that's about 7 to 10 days long. So for students that maybe don't want to take a full semester, that's an excellent opportunity that our students could take advantage of. And then this is just a little bit about our student life. We do have over 80 active clubs and organizations here at W&J. We have some very unique clubs. Want to go horseback riding? We have an equestrian club. We do have a skiing club here at W&J as well, of course, being close to the border of West Virginia and being up in the mountains. So that's always helpful too. We are a Division III school. We do offer athletics here at W&J. So there's nearly 26 varsity teams that we have here, and we have some very unique sports. Obviously we have football, but we have some very unique sports such as water polo. Here, this is just some of the programs that I have listed to help our first year students. For our freshmen, we have a program called Navigate, which helps them establish their resume and help them explore options as they think about their future and the next phase of their life once they're done with college. And then we have Embark for our seniors, which helps them attend career fairs and helps them really prepare for the next phase of their life. And we do have also advising programs, tutoring, and a lot of support services that we offer as well. And then just quickly, this is a little bit over our overview. I know I talked about the health and law programs, but 97% of our students that graduate are full-time employed or are continuing their education within 6 months of graduation. This is incredibly high. We hope that this continues to obviously go up, but we're really excited about what's been going on the last couple of years now. And we hope that it continues to get to 100%. So we'll see what happens with that. This is just my last thing is our application is free. We are a test optional school, so we only really ask for your application and your high school transcripts. Once we get both of those items, we'll complete your file, review it, and make a decision within 2 weeks. Once we get that, usually a week later when we send out your decision letter, we'll also send out your merit scholarship letter, which ranges between $23,000 to $34,000 per year. And finally, come visit campus. For students that visit campus, we do offer a visitor's grant, so definitely be sure to come check us out. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll look forward to hearing back from you soon, and I will drop my email in the chat as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. As a reminder to our participants, if you guys have any questions for the institutions you are hearing from today, Definitely don't hesitate to put them in the Q&A down below. Up next, Chatham University.
Hello, everyone. Hope you are all having a good night. I'm just gonna share my screen real quick so you can see this presentation. All right. Well, I am from Chatham University. We are located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are a liberal arts school there. And one of the things we always like to point out is how we can use our city as a classroom. Being in a big city has many advantages. One of those being our Pittsburgh Council on Higher Education. It's an agreement among 11 schools across Pittsburgh that allows you to take one class a semester at other schools to experience other campuses and other parts of the city. You also get free transportation on all of the public transportation around the city with your student ID. There's lots of student discounts around all the museums, the sports teams, as well as tons of incredible internship opportunities at really cool places like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. We've had people intern with PNC Bank before, UPMC, so some pretty cool opportunities around there. Now we do have two campuses. We have our Shadyside campus, which is located in Pittsburgh itself. It's right between two areas of Pittsburgh called Shadyside and Squirrel Hill. That's been our home for a really, really long time. It's a beautiful campus. And then we also have our almost 400-acre Eden Hall campus, which is our living and learning sustainable campus. There we have solar panels, we have a wind farm, there's geothermal energy for students to study, there's an aquaculture lab. It's super cool, kind of one of the only campuses of its kind. It's really unique. We have shuttles that take you back and forth. So even if you're not studying sustainability, you can still go out to Eden Hall campus and hike some really cool trails. So we have total between our undergrad and graduate around 2,300 students, and we are the fastest growing college or university in Pittsburgh region over the past decade. We actually brought in our biggest class of freshmen ever last fall, which we were super proud of. And we just feel like everything is going really well for us, and have lots of awesome opportunities for students, and they're really appreciating that. So they're coming to Chatham. Now, our application process is super easy. You can apply on the Chatham website, or you can apply via the Coalition or the Common App. All we need is your application and your official high school or college transcripts. Okay, we are test optional, and we are optional when it comes to essays and letters of recommendation. We love it when you submit those things, but it's not necessary. And we'll get back to you within 10 days, which is pretty fast. We like to make sure that you have that decision fast since you've put in so much time working on your application. Our only deadline is going to be for scholarships. In order to apply for those scholarships, you do need to be an admitted student before February 1st. But other than that, we don't have any deadlines. And as long as you're not concerned about scholarships, you could apply next August of 2022, even if you still want to start in the fall. Now, we do offer a lot of scholarships for students. Every student, 100% of our students who are admitted do get an academic merit scholarship. Those range from $10,000 to $22,000, and those are based on either your GPA or SAT or ACT score, depending on what's better. We're always going to give you the most amount of money we can, so whatever is in your favor. We also have our academic excellence scholarships. The deadline for those is February 1st, and you do have to be an admitted student to apply to them. And lastly, I know a couple other schools have mentioned this, but file the FAFSA. It really does make a big difference when you get some of that financial aid. It makes it much easier to pay for college. Here are a few of our newer academic programs. We are constantly adding new majors depending on what you students want. So a few years ago, we added our neuroscience program. That was actually a major that was created by a student. He said, I really want to do neuroscience and I really want to be at Chatham. So he said, you know what, let's do this for you. Let's make it happen. On top of that, we have our food studies major. That's another new program, music technology, music business, immersive media, which does a lot of virtual design. They get to use Oculus VR headsets. It's pretty cool. We have some applied data science analytics, management information systems. And then we also have a few fully online programs in business psychology and an RN to BSN program as well. The other thing that students seem to love about Chatham are our integrated degree programs. This gives you the opportunity to accelerate your education and get a graduate degree in a little bit less time. Our 3+2 programs allow you to get your bachelor's and your master's degree in 5 years. We have a lot of healthcare related programs that people love, like our Master's of Physician Assistant Studies. That's a really popular 3+2 program, but you can actually do this with any of our master's programs. You can accelerate them with any of the undergraduate bachelors. So it's pretty flexible. It's awesome. It gives students a lot of opportunities to really accelerate your education and saves time and money. One last slide here real quick. If you're wanting to study abroad, it's excellent at Chatham. We give every student a $1,200 study abroad voucher, and I encourage all of you to do that in college, no matter where you go. It absolutely is the best experience. Thank you all for joining me today. It was wonderful to present.
Thank you very much for your presentation. Up next, we have University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Hi folks, my name is Nate Rosenberg. I'm an admissions counselor with University of Wisconsin-Madison. If you give me 1 second, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can't see it for whatever reason. But like I said, my name is Nate Rosenberg. I'm with the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Here's some numbers, stats to get us started. We are a larger university. We have a little bit over 30,000 undergraduate students, and the last incoming first year class had about 8,400 students. Oh, and if you hear noises, my dog just decided to make some noise, so I apologize for that. And even though we are a larger university, you can see with an average class size of 30 and a student faculty ratio of about 20:1, your class sizes are going to be pretty manageable as well. And just thinking about the benefits generally of going to a large university, you're going to have access to many resources and opportunities. You're going to be able to meet others from a wide variety of backgrounds. And I think it's certainly true too that you can make that large campus feel a little bit smaller. You can find those pockets of community. And really at the center of UW-Madison is going to be the Wisconsin idea. And this is the guiding principle that the university should improve people's lives beyond the classroom. This is going to span our teaching, our research, our outreach, and our public service. And it's another way of thinking about this. What happens in the classroom doesn't stay in the classroom. So a really clear example of this, we're a top producer of Peace Corps volunteers, right? We have students who really want to become global citizens. I think another great example of the Wisconsin idea is Mu Capital, which is our marketing club here on campus. So actually provide guidance and assistance to small businesses in Madison. So taking what they've learned in the classroom and then applying it in an extracurricular context will also embed it into community. So a really clear example of the Wisconsin idea there. As far as academics go, you may know what you want to study at this point. You might still be in the exploration phase. Both are totally good, valid paths to be on. Fortunately, we do have 126 undergraduate majors and over 70 certificates, which are similar to minors in other campuses. So we're probably going to have what you're looking for, or you have that room to explore and find what you're passionate about. You are considered for admission to the university as a whole primarily, and then the school or college is secondary to that. That means you can come into our school undecided, you can come in as an intended major, or you can come in through one of our freshman direct entry programs to the College of Engineering, School of Business, School of Music, and Department of Dance. The Wisconsin experience is kind of asking the question, what are you going to be doing as a student at UW-Madison? When you're not necessarily in the classroom, but you're still in that kind of academic world. Sorry, my dog is just throwing his bone at my feet. So we do have study abroad. We have students can have access to over 200 different programs. They can go to over 60 different countries. You can go to any continent besides Antarctica. So the world is almost quite literally going to be your oyster. Research is getting an option for our students as well. Students can get involved with research as early as their first semester on campus across all the disciplines, including the humanities. We're going to jump down to our residential learning communities and our first year interest groups because they're a little bit more unique to UW-Madison. Our residential learning communities are going to be residential spaces that bring together faculty, staff, and students around a specific focus. So a really clear example of this is our bio house, which focuses around biology. We also have our open house, which examines gender and sexuality, and students can learn more about the diversity of human experience. We also have our first year interest groups, There's going to be clusters of 3 UW classes linked together by a common theme. So you'll be taking the same 3 classes with the same 20 people your first year. So you're really going to get to know them. You're going to get to know your professors. It's a great way of making that large campus feel a little bit smaller. So as far as finding your community goes, like I said, making that large campus feel a little bit smaller, we do have over 1,000 student organizations. These are going to range from the Badger Cheese Club to Geauga Acapella to the Madison Literary Journal. So lots of ways to get involved on campus. We also have a lot of cultural communities as well. There's identity-based organizations. These are going to range from the Multicultural Student Center to a Black Cultural Center to a Gender and Sexuality Campus Center, as well as a few religious organizations as well. Lots of different ways to get involved with the arts as well. There's lots of galleries throughout campus that are created both by students and professionals. Greek life is giving an option for a student as well, but I think like a lot of colleges and universities, it's not something you have to do to have a social life on campus. It's there if you want to participate in it. If you're interested in playing varsity athletics, I do recommend you get in contact with the coach of the sport you're interested in playing, and that's how you will get that process rolling. But if you are interested in intramurals and sports club, that's be an option for you as well. Going to wrap up just by talking about our admission review and some deadlines and requirements, things like that. We do have a holistic admission review here at UW-Madison. That means we're really going to review every element of your application and really consider the context in which you're educated. So, we're going to be looking for, that at your school profile to really understand your school and kind of your academic journey. One of the most important things we do look for is a strong academic profile, looking for students who have taken advantage of rigorous coursework and then who have done well in those courses. And as part of that holistic review too, we recognize that not every school offers the same exact rigorous type of courses. So we're going to look to see what generally you've taken advantage of. And my dog is saying hello. He is not behaving today. Involvement's a little bit harder to define. There's lots of different ways that students can get involved in high school, and we recognize that. So basically, at the end of the day, we're just looking to see what you do with your free time and why you do it. So a really clear example of this, being president of a club is super cool, but so is babysitting for a younger family member. Both are going to be equally important in our book. As far as deadlines and requirements go, we do have 2 application rounds. We have an early action round of November 1st, and then a regular decision deadline of February 1st. We don't have a preference for either one, just whatever makes the most sense for you as you're going through the application process. We are, as far as requirements go, we're going to require that transcript, that courses and grades. We're going to require 2 essays, which you can find on the Common App or the UW System app. We require 1 letter of recommendation from an academic source. And then we are test optional this year. And then for the seniors, we're test optional. And then for juniors and younger, you should keep an eye on our website for what we're going to do moving forward. I see Clarissa's popped back up, which is perfect timing. So it's going to make a plug to go to our website and check out more information if you'd like it. And feel free to drop any chats or questions in the chat as well. Thank you and have a great afternoon and evening, everybody.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Our final institution for this session is Robert Morris University. I apologize. I just got a note that apparently they were unable to join us this evening. So they have asked me to direct everyone that is interested into Robert Morris University, please go directly to their website and contact them directly and find more information about their institutions. Since we do still have some time left in our programming, I'm going to invite our representative to come back on to answer a series of questions for you guys. So let us get started here. So the first question I'm going to have them answer is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we will start with Miami University Regionals.
Okay, while going through the college search process, we recommend to go visit all the colleges that you're interested in. Most of the time they have some gifts and like prizes to visiting colleges. I know at Miami Regionals, when you visit us on campus, you get your application fee waived. So you can apply for free, but really just go and visit all those colleges, apply to all the colleges that you're interested in. Just because you apply to a college does not lock you into that college. You have all the opportunity in the world in front of you. So do your research, find the best fit for you.
Up next, Washington and Jefferson.
So one thing I would recommend for students that don't know what they want to pursue as a major or degree, I'm sure there's a lot of pressure to know exactly what you want to do. It's okay to not know what you want to do. Don't be discouraged, or, if there's a program that, you might be interested, it's good to come up with 2 or 3 things that you're interested in. And even if college or university doesn't have all of those interests, doesn't mean you shouldn't visit that campus. You should definitely, be sure to explore, look at the college campus, and don't feel pressured to know what you want to do right away. You have plenty of time, for those of you that are juniors or seniors, you do really have your first year and a half to decide like what exactly you want to pursue. So don't feel pressured to know right away. And on average, a student changes their major pretty frequently in college. So don't feel pressured to decide right away.
Chatham University.
I would say you should try to talk to some professors or shadow a class if you can. When you're looking at colleges, you are looking to further your education. We all know that. So talk to those people that are going to be educating you, see what their teaching style is, make sure that you're going to learn what you need and want to learn in that program.
University of Wisconsin-Madison.
I think similar to what other folks have said, is really give yourself a chance to really explore. Even if you think you have your top university or college in mind, go ahead and visit other schools, right? Because you might find another college or university that you're in love with. Just give yourself that grace to really explore and find which school you really are interested in.
Thank you everyone for those great pieces of advice. We do have a few more minutes for one more question. So we're going to answer, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? And I'll turn it back over to Miami University Regionals.
So Miami Regionals is really great for open admission. So there's no GPA requirement, no essay requirement. You turn in your high school transcript, your application, you're automatically admitted. So just know that while you're waiting on acceptance letters from other colleges, you always have the opportunity to start classes with Miami Regionals. We're also a smaller campus. You really get personal one-on-one attention. Average class size is about 20 students. So you really get to raise your hand, be comfortable in your classes, but also have that full college experience and get involved on campus as well.
Washington and Jefferson.
One thing I would add, I know I mentioned this before, but when you come to W&J, you will more than likely within 6 months graduate and receive a full-time job, or will be continuing education within 6 months. And one of the things that leads to that is that all of our students complete at least one career-related experience, whether it's an internship or a research opportunity that you may want to do. You're going to get that hands-on experience and you will be successful after you graduate.
Chatham University.
So something to remember about us is if you are looking for a school where there's going to be a community, where professors are going to know your names, where your classmates are going to know who you are, where you're going to find lots of friends, we're a great school for that. We're pretty much just like a really big family, and we love having students come to campus. Remember who you are when you come visit, because that's just the community type of feel we have and the type of school we are.
And University of Wisconsin-Madison.
I mentioned the Wisconsin idea earlier, and that's something that really is one of my favorite things about UW-Madison, where clearly we're going to care about your education and making sure you graduate, but then also preparing you for life after university, right? To make sure you're ready to become a global citizen. So for instance, we have our Center for Religion and Global Citizenry. Their mission is to increase UW-Madison students' religious literacy and their facility for cross-religion dialogue, right? So really preparing you to become global citizens. I think that's an ethos that's present throughout UW-Madison.
Well, we have come to the end of our programming, so thank you everyone for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you can provide to us. We also encourage you to go back and check the schedule. There's an additional 2 hours up next, so there might be other things you are interested in available as well. And lastly, this session was recorded and will be available with all other sessions at strivescan.com/Ohio. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great evening.